The definition of a bridge is a structure built to span a gorge, valley, road, a railroad track, a large body of water, for the purpose of providing passage over the obstacle. And there's some real key words in that definition if you look at it. And the first one I'd like to just talk about for 1 second is that a structure has to be built. A bridge has to be built. It doesn't just appear by itself. It takes some time. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. But a bridge is a structure that helps us span some sort of an obstacle that's in the way for us to be able to expand our business opportunities. And that bridge that we're going to talk about is relationships. Relationships are the structures that must be built, i.e. the bridge, to span the gorge or the valley or whatever that obstacle is that keeps you and I as business owners from expanding our opportunities. I've got to tell you, building bridges or relationships is hard work. It takes a lot of time. It requires a tremendous amount of resources and wisdom, and it requires what I call tempered patience. But when completed correctly, bridges bring us never-ending possibilities. There's a lot of talk about residuals in business today, having a residual income. Building relationships is probably the greatest residual that you and I can have because it continues to bring us new business opportunities by referrals and things like that. So when you think of relationships, put your business cap on and remember that these relationships can really bring a great return on our investment. 4 keys to building bridges. Number 1, it takes hard work. I'm a coach. I coach a traveling baseball team here in the Cape, and our motto on our shirts is work hard. Work hard. That's what we try and teach the kids, that if you're going to be successful and you're going to win championships, that you have to work hard. The second key is time. And to borrow a line from Harrison Ford, 6 days, 7 nights, building relationships takes a long time, doesn't it? It's the most difficult task, human beings, that you and I can embark on. By far, it is absolutely, I know, and where's the biggest test of our relationships? At home. With my wife and with my kids, and at work with those that I'm closest to, with Mike and with others that I work with every day. Iron sharpens iron. There's a downside to that too, but that's the task that you and I are called to, is the task of building those relationships. But you know what? It's what brings the most satisfaction in our lives, isn't it? I mean, what greater joy can there possibly be than at the end of our lives that we can look out and say, look at the lives that the Lord has used me to touch. I mean, what a great joy that brings. And as Christians, what an opportunity it brings to you and I to be able to be a conduit, to be able to be a bridge to lead others to Christ through our business opportunities. It's a great honor and a great blessing to be called into this business. The fact is, the world is connected. No country or community is an island unto themselves anymore, and neither are you or I. The physical obstruction or the things that separated humanity has now been spanned by the internet. Countries that were once separated or people groups that were once separated can now sit virtually side by side through the internet and talk to each other and do business with one another. We live in a global marketplace. The buzzword now is social marketing. Social marketing. That's the way business is being done. That's the way business is going to be done. Like it or not, you and I have to adjust our marketing plans in order to capitalize on that reality. And you know what? When we use that same concept, the FORM acronym, family, occupation, recreation, and motivation, and we ask questions about them. Well, what do you do? Or, how many children are in your family? And we start to, assimilate that information and get it down inside of us. Then we go from a stranger encounter to a stranger friend. But how? Well, now I know a little bit about you. Maybe I'll invite your daughter to a basketball game because your daughter's the same age as mine. My daughter likes to play basketball. Your daughter likes to play basketball. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite the father and the daughter to come to a basketball game. And guess what? I'm going to pay for them to go. Okay, now I've added some value into their lives. And now I've started to develop a relationship with them. And you know what? In this stranger encounter, you don't have to. It's nice to be able to give them at least your business card, and you need to ask permission, from them if you could call them and get permission. But you go from the stranger encounter to the stranger friend, and you go to the stranger friend to the friend client by adding value in their lives, by taking the time to do something for them that's meaningful, that meets some need in their lives. In the Christian circles, find a need and fill it. And once we do that, now we've got a friend. okay, that wants to spend time with us, that wants to know about us. And we can go from this friend-client relationship now to a friend for life by simply adding value into their lives. If you will take the time to ask some questions and get to know people and give them something for free of value, and they start to become a friend of yours, and you can continue to add value in their lives, you will have a friend for life. And guess what? That friend will then refer you and your products and your services to others. Now, I read this quote, and I'll just close with this. The opportunity for brotherhood presents itself every time you meet another human being. Think about that for a minute. The opportunity for brotherhood presents itself every time you meet another human being. So as you go out today, my prayer is that you'll go out today with that in mind, because you never know, when you're going to be entertaining an angel. You never know when the Lord's going to, call upon you and use you to lead somebody to Christ. And you never know what the business opportunities that can come out of that next relationship that you develop can bring you. And I hear this all the time. We're one person away from becoming a millionaire, or we're one person away from seeing our dreams fulfilled.